Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be speaking to you about the fourth of the first four-part series on the evolution of soul as per Vedic astrology and what are the hidden information codes, secrets that we can find buried there. Before I begin, a couple of housekeeping things here. If you're watching this on podcast, I urge you to check out the YouTube presentation because the picture is worth 1,000 words and I'm presenting this on YouTube channel. The YouTube channel link for the video is in the description box for every video. That's one. And I would also encourage you to follow the channel because there's a lot more content coming through as downloads for me. I'm just sharing this. Think of me as the voice that is sharing this information as it is coming to me. Next point. If you are watching only about your ascendant, if you're an earth, air, fire, or water sign, I encourage you to watch the others as well because guess what? As human beings, we are surrounded by friends, family, colleagues, all the other humans who are all having another signature stamp, even your children. Each child is coming with a different signature. So you might even find out what their ascendant are by the very things that I discuss on those channels, on those other videos. Okay. So today we begin this blue triangle that you see on the screen. This blue triangle appears to be a desire triangle, the desire triangle of the human being, which goes from the third house to the seventh house to the 11th house and feeds it back to the third house. Think of all of these four-part series that we are examining in the first half of soul astrology. It's continuously evolving, like I said. Think of this as examining the canvas. If you think of soul and the life that you present here in this body and in this time as a painting, the painting which you create from your life, think of what I'm presenting here as the canvas of your life. We are examining the canvas upon which your painting is resting. The painting will change throughout life as you mature and as you age, but the canvas remains pretty much the same because you're born under a particular ascendant. So, the third house is the house of deliberate action. It's the house of skills, all kinds of skills and talents. Motivation, your roots of motivational being, how you are motivated as an individual starts in the third house. This is the beginning point. It is also the beginning point or the origin of your sexual desire. When I say sexual desire, it doesn't just translate to the actual physical manifestation of it. It's the life energy that you feel inside you. Remember, sexual energy is just life energy. So that life energy, that's the beginning in the third house. In the seventh house, which is the Kendra house, why we are examining at the first level of astrology of understanding soul, all the Kendra houses, is because the Kendra houses, this diamond, blue shaded diamond, is the fundamental foundation of your life, who you are, how you are changing as a soul in the first house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house. So we have already examined the first house in the first four-part series. In the second house, we examined the 10th house. In the third one, the fourth house. And now we are coming to the 7th house. So we are redefining the Kendra or your foundation aspects and how they shift and change. What are the energies that shift and change in you through your life? What changes the canvas of your life? Okay, what changes the nature of your painting on that canvas? That's what we are examining. So 7th house stands for, typically, where you bring to the external half. Remember this, we spoke of night and we spoke of this half of your chart as day. So the moon half, the ruler of this left half of your chart is the moon and right half is the sun. So what energies appear in your daytime half is what you bring and get from the external world. What appears on the left side is what you get from inside you to the external world. So both are needed, obviously. But the spouse, your lover, the partner, business partner, trade, commerce, contracts, legal contracts, place of foreign residence, because first house is the native place residence, seventh house becomes other places residence. All of these aspects have things falling on the left and right. So basically your first and seventh house have got two halves. You're split in half. One part of you is always interacting with the external world, one part you're always evaluating in your internal world. Same with the house of the spouse, the house of the lover, house of intimate relationships, marriage. Marriage is a form of legal contract, so that's also split in two. Some part you're showing to the external world, some part you're re-evaluating in the internal world. It's like a bridge. First and seventh houses are the bridges between internal world and external world. Moving on, this energy then feeds back to the social community. The 11th house is for social community, social media, how you are present in the larger community of the world. It also stands for gain of wealth, of money, gain of health, how you get good health, how you get popularity, how you get fame. So all the earthly things that we desire as humans, fame, popularity, good wealth, good health, good presence in the social community, all of these things come from the 11th house. And that energy in turn feeds you back to the third house. That's what you're seeing here. And this we will examine through ascendants, through dharma, artha, kama, moksha, through sattva, rajas, tamas for every ascendant. Okay, keep watching. Now we come to water signs. In the water signs, who are all about moksha or the emotional body in their ascendants, all three water signs, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, their emotional body is working through their ascendant. That means their head. They are having this all the time in their head. Different types, three different types, right? So how does this play out? They already are having very strong emotional connect with themselves. But how it plays out as in their third, 7th and 11th house, their desire body is as Artha, very grounded. Artha is all the earth signs, so they are all very grounded. The Virgo, the Capricorn and the Taurus signs, right? So it plays out as very grounded energy. This means Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces all have to ground their emotional body. They have to ground it to find their desire body. It's not enough just knowing all the moksha part as an emotional connect. If the emotion is not grounded, they are not going to find the proper path in the world. They are taken birth as a human, so might as well get on with it and find out what their grounding is. And how does the Cancer ascendant soul do that? First, they need to find out the routines for themselves. Virgo as grounding appears in the third house, means they need to take deliberate actions in cultivating their skills. This will all be about grounding. So it has more to do with deliberate action, cultivating work and routines. Become routine and develop habits and patterns which will enhance your talents and skills. Develop patterns around your routines. Develop routines and procedures and tasks for yourself. That's how you get grounding, Cancer ascendant souls. And that will activate the desire body here. That will motivate you to go towards the 7th house, where they are trying to find career, job and business. So it will be for the Cancer ascendant, because they already have emotional connect with their heart. For them, the 7th house translates as career, job and business. So not so much of a spouse, lover or a partner. They're already connecting with their heart. They will connect with the other one's heart. But they should make useful business partnerships in their career and job. They are looking for good people to connect with in regard to their work, in regard to their trade and commerce and contracts, or even if they are going to foreign countries. So this is where the action will play out for the Cancer ascendant. More of a business partnership, more of a contractual relationship. If they do this properly, third and seventh aspects, Tamas Artha and the Rajas Artha, they will move to the 11th house where they will find more resources, more abilities, and how to give that to the collective. 11th house is about the collective. It's not about the individual. It's a social community house. They will get the health, wealth, gains, popularity, and fame if they do this properly. If they find the right people to connect with in their careers and jobs, if they take deliberate action in cultivating proper tasks and routines for themselves. That's the Cancer Ascendant, the first of the water signs. For Scorpio ascendants who are all about finding the core desire in their ascendant, how do the earth signs play out in their desire body? Well, first one, you get Capricorn, means they need to start thinking about their career, jobs, and businesses as the first step. They need to imagine themselves as some part of a career, job, or business to begin with. Then they can take deliberate action in cultivating their talents. They need to cultivate talents here. Remember, for all these Artha houses which are coming in the desire body, that's for the water signs, it's very important for them to ground it. Grounding the emotional body is what will activate their desire body. Let me put it that way. So they can get motivated, they can find their talents if they first know what career, job, and business to do to begin with. That's what Scorpio needs to do. And Scorpio loves to dig deep. So they can get to this place quite easily. It might seem ironical that these people are talking about career, business to start with, without knowing what their talents are. No, you first find out career, job, and business, Scorpio souls. That will tell you what actions to take. You're coming from the ground up, okay? You're coming from the roots up. Scorpio is all about digging deep and finding the root, finding the core desire. Once you know your root, you can develop the career or all the skills needed for that. And that will activate your desire body. And that desire body then comes to the 7th house. And what does it play up in the 7th house as? Well, it plays in the 7th house in your house of spouse, lover, partner, husband, wife, as recognizing resources and abilities. You're connected with the spouse and with the trade or commerce partner, your business partner, whoever you are partnering with as an entrepreneur, perhaps, as a self-employed person, perhaps. You should recognize their resources and their abilities also. If you have a spouse, you should recognize their abilities also. Once you do the time, spend time finding the how. How do I get resources and abilities? How do I get my spouse to help me? How do I get my business partner to help me? What resources and abilities do they have? That recognition is important. As the second step, as the bridge to get to the 11th house where they discover or make proper routines for self in the social media. For Scorpio ascendant souls to have an impact in the social media, to make popularity and gain and seek fame in social media, it is vital for them to develop routines. They can get lost in finding their core desire. This is a very deep process. But they can ground it by finding more routines, more everyday habits, more patterns of doing your daily work. If you are participating in social media, if you're a social media personality, you need to have routines which you can follow every single day. And that will give you the grounding you need. All the water signs need a lot of grounding here, as we can see. If you carry out proper routines and tasks and procedures, that will help you enhance your career, job, and business, as you can see there, the third axis of the triangle. Okay? You need to take deliberate actions in all these three fronts for the Scorpio, what you see on the screen. Okay? That will feed you better. Last, for the Pisces ascendant, how it plays out is it has got tamas and moksha, the why me, the liberation of ego. The people who are very empathic, they feel always lost in the collective. They are finding that right in the first house. So how are they doing it in the third house? Well, how are they grounding this energy? They have to first recognize their resources and abilities. They might want to do something, but they might not have the resource and abilities to carry it out. See what I mean? So they need to take deliberate action in finding the answer to the question, the how. Recognizing resources and abilities is priority for the Pisces. If you don't know what your skills and abilities are, you're not going to get very far in developing your skills. You're not going to be very motivated. So this is all ties in together, as you can see in the third house, right? Once you do this, once you engage in this kind of deliberate seeking of recognizing your resources and abilities, do you have the money? Do you have the time? Do you have the talent? That's the third house. Then you can come into the seventh house, where you find out the answers to your questions, the what and the where. Where do I work? Well, you work first with your spouse. If you are grown into adult years and have a husband or a wife, you find out the routines and you take the help of your spouse to find out what will work for you. That's what the sixth house Virgo is telling here to me. You need to engage with your business partner or your trade partner. If you're in a partnership, you need to find out from them what work routines will work and routines and tasks will work for you, because this is about you. Okay, you need to take a lot of help as Piscean ascendants from these people in developing routines for yourself. Otherwise, you'll be lost in this world, because you're already seeking liberation from ego. You're already very empathic, like a healer or like a teacher. You need to ground that. Everything needs grounding from emotional body. The first house needs to come to ask the business partner or spouse for help in developing routines and tasks. Then you move on to the 11th house, where you will find what kind of career I want, what kind of job or business I want, and you will find success there in your career, in your job, in your business, in your social community, in social media these days. So many businesses are on social media. The health and wealth gains, the popularity and the fame that you seek will come, provided you have done the work of 3 and 11 that you see here. Okay? Which in turn will feed back to recognize where your skills and abilities are, what resources you're getting by wealth, what abilities you are gaining by this developing your own tasks and procedures, and so on and so forth. So if Piscean ascendant, this blue triangle feeds into itself like this. Okay folks, keep watching. In more upcoming videos and upcoming podcasts, I will be discussing more deeper aspects as I get them. I'm just sharing downloads and intuitive knowledge and insight as I'm getting them with you. So if you like this, subscribe to my podcast, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and keep following this playlist. Remember, it's not just for yourself, it's for the rest of the world. All the people around you are different, okay? Take care, be safe, and be good.